people. Allah is great, yo, they keep message. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is great, yo, they keep message. Go they use Allah, what could they keep people. Allah is great, yo, they keep message. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is great, yo, they keep message. Salam alaikum, alaikum, assalami. Salam alaikum, say na peace now we want. But no be Muslim, it's not a Christian. And we there for Bible, make we kill ourselves. Salam alaikum, alaikum, assalami. Salam alaikum, say na peace now we want. But no be Christian, it's not a Muslim. And we there for Quran, make we bump ourselves. They come from Shad, they want on with terrorists. Come from Niger, they want on with terrorists. Every day by day, them are bombing our schools, killing our youth. Say we know they happy. So they use Allah, what could they keep people? Allah is great, you know they keep passing. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is great, you know they keep passing. So they use Allah, what could they keep people? Allah is great, you know they keep passing. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is great, you know they keep passing. Prophet Muhammad is the road to Allah. Prophet Muhammad no they give for Allah. In the preach peace so the unbelievers change your ways and turn to Allah. Prophet Muhammad is the road to Allah. Prophet Muhammad no they give for Allah. In the preach peace so the unbelievers they can change our ways and turn to Allah. The wages of sin, say my brother not dead. Wages of sin, say my sister not dead. Repent and have a channel life. Make you feel back our guests. Now we know they happy. Know they use Allah, what could they keep people. Allah is great, yo, they keep passing. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is great, yo, they keep passing. Know they use Allah, what could they keep people. Allah is great, yo, they keep passing. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is great, you know they keep passing. Though they use Allah, what could they keep people. Allah is great, you know they keep passing. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is great, you know they keep passing. Though they use Allah, what could they keep people. Allah is great, you know they keep passing. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is
Olodo, I'm a preventive terrorism consultant, author, and president of African Security Forum based in the United Kingdom.
Joining me live now to discuss this further is terrorism expert and author Temitope Olodo.
Joined now by Temitope Olodo.
Joined now by security analyst Temi Olodo. Good morning, Temi.
Ladies and gentlemen, my people, to be man, no be by muzzle, to be man, no be by plenty bia. Okay, what do you know about security will concern your life, concern your family, and concern your community? How much about politics will concern you, and even concern the politics you know about? You want know more? You want sabi as they go? Oh yeah, now introducing Temitope Olodo. Yes, Temitope Olodo. Now the man wey sabi pass sabi. Temitope Olodo na professional and he gets plenty much experience as a security guru. Anything or any matter wey concern security, leave am for am because na him be the baba. Temitope Olodo na diaspora community leader with better experience for community leadership. As a political scientist, Temitope Olodo does study and understand the political space, and he get over 20 years of news analysis with exclusive interview with top professionals at the top. I mean them the oga gang where they are at the top. Yes, by Ogbonge family. Shine your eye, open your ear. Temitope Olodo na the man wey sabi. Oyana as they hot.
My name is Temitope Olodo. I'm a preventive terrorism consultant, author, and president of African Security Forum based in the United Kingdom.
Joining me live now to discuss this further is terrorism expert and author Temitope Olodo.
Joined now by Temitope Olodo.
Joined now by security analyst Temi Alonso. Good morning, Temi.
Ladies and gentlemen, my people, to be man no be by muscle, to be man no be by plenty bia. Okay, what do you know about security wey concern your life, concern your family and concern your community? How much about politics wey concern you and even concern the politics you know about? You want know more? You want sabi as e dey go? Oh yeah, now introducing Temitope Olodo. Yes, Temitope Olodo na the man wey sabi pass sabi. Temitope Olodo na professional and he get plenty much experience as a security guru. Anything or any matter wey concern security, leave am for am because na him be the baba. Temitope Olodo na diaspora community leader with better experience for community leadership. As a political scientist, Temitope Olodo don study and understand the political space and he get over 20 years of news analysis with exclusive interview with top professionals at the top. I mean them the oga gangan where they at the top. Yes, ke by ogbonge family. Shine your eye, open your ear. Temitope Olodo na the man wey sabi. Oh yeah, na as e hot, come on smoke. Temitope Olodo na security.
Hello, my people. How are you? My name is Temitope Olodo. I'm security consultant, author, and president of African Security Forum. And I felt today we need to have a very interesting conversation about the issue that is actually quite hot in Nigeria right now, which is gun ownership. As you all know, many that are living in Nigeria at the moment, there's a lot of concern about kidnapping, about adoption, about killings, brutal killings, serious killings. I think it's important that we talk about it. I'm looking at it from a security perspective, and I think it's quite important that we should actually review it and ask ourselves, is this something that we should be allowed to have, being able to carry weapons? I've had a lot of arguments, and I'm going to be bringing a lot of stories, a lot of stories and counter stories, and I'll be telling you my own view personally on this matter and why I believe that there is need for us to review the Nigerian Constitution in a way that allows safety and security. Because in the first instance, Nigerian Constitution section 14 subsection 2 says the security of the people is the duty of the state, but we found out that they've not been able to protect anybody, and then we need to start asking questions. Are they doing the right thing? Are we being protected? And if we're not being protected, can we protect ourselves? And now we see a lot of people coming out of the so no, if you do it, Nigerians are illiterate. Americans not illiterate. I'll be going into that conversation. So, but before going into that conversation, I felt it's important to play a video that will explain to you, and God forbid that we find ourselves in this situation. Because I want you to watch this video and listen to the position of a woman that got caught up in adoption, that was adopted. The woman, she was coming from Europe, herself, her husband, and the daughter, and she explains exactly what happened. I want you to listen to her because I don't want it to be me telling you what happened, but I want you to listen to her explaining our ordeal in the hand of those bandits. And I'll then ask the question afterwards if you feel that the situation would have been different if she had a weapon or her husband had a weapon. It would have been much better for her to have died before what happened to her, to be honest with you. So listen to this and let me know what you think.
Felt the wagon's tires rupture and decided to park the car with the hope of changing the tires. It was like a film. In a jiffy, motley crowd of armed men in military uniform came out of the bush. They fired at the boot of the car. Ahead of us, 5 of them came out of the bush. Another 2 came from the rear. My daughter screamed, "Mommy, Daddy, what's going on?" There was no time to say a word. They marched us through into the bush, firing into the sky. They hit me on my chest, hit my daughter on her head. Blood oozed. At this time, it was better to kill me. I shouted at one of the armed men. His response was hell. He went straight for my private, tore my dress with his gun. The others ripped my dresses. I was left with my undies. My husband and my daughter started crying. Two of them dug their teeth into my breasts. While attending a secondary school in Adamawa, I had lived with some Fulani, so I understood a few Fulani words. I started pleading, at least for my daughter. To my shock, at gunpoint, they removed the dress of my little girl. One of them carried her on his head as a baby, on his head as my baby struggled, shouting, "Daddy, Mommy, what's going on? Help me!" I could not help myself. We marched for 9 hours. I was half naked. My daughter was totally naked. Her tears was like a stream of blood on her cheeks. Our phones had been seized. We ended up in an ungoverned region in the thick of the forest. We met a well-organized group. There were some kidnapped victims. I saw 2 women, 2 ladies and 3 men. There were some people with their legs chained to trees. They were as if half dead. We were separated. I was separated from my husband. My daughter was taken away. I only heard her screaming intermittently. I did not know what they were doing to her. These men, now about 2 dozen, had a full kitchen. They had a huge camp and a traditional medical team. How can they say they don't know where these people are? How can they say that? But the camps appeared isolated from each other. We had noises afar, indicating it might be nuclear settlements of camps. Right in my presence, I saw them pack the remains of a woman. They took her and buried her a few meters away from us. She had tribal marks. I cannot describe the agony of 6 days in captivity in this little piece. I cannot talk about how they asked my husband to choose between myself being raped or his daughter being raped. My husband broke down in uncontrollable tears. One of them hit him saying, "Yoruba bastard, you dey cry, idiot." They now gave him an option that he should be raped by one homosexual among them. My husband, a devout Muslim. My husband is a devout Muslim. He told them that homosexual and rape of any kind was against Islam. They hit him with the butt of AK-47. What do you know about Islam? You can imagine, you are being asked to choose between being raped by a homosexual, your daughter just 9 years old, or your wife being raped. They gave the 4th option. If you fail to choose one, we would rape your daughter, rape you, the man, and rape me, the wife. I made myself the sacrificial lamb. My husband begged, saying they should name any price. One of them asked him to bend down. 3 beastly criminals sat on his back, jumping until he was too weak to stand. I was not allowed to put on any additional clothes. Imagine they rape you all night and they stop you from putting on any clothes for 24 hours. The rain fell once. I became a relic at a sexual museum for the armed men who in turn addressed me and asked questions about my financial standing. new Fulani men joined the camp. They organized military training for the new Fulani men that came, teaching them how to shoot and walk through circles of glowing fire. They were not released until after 6 days. We were not released until after 6 days. We had to walk the same zigzag journey back to the main road, our eyes blindfolded. During the negotiation to pay, they said the money was not for them alone, that they had to settle those who sent them. For me, I see a thriving organized crime supported by powerful political interests. Now, I do not think we were released to freedom after paying a whopping 8 million naira. I do not think we can ever be free. We can never be free from the anguish, the psychological trauma, the nightmares we suffered, the occasional fits of my daughter, her waking up at night behaving strangely, her asking the same question over and over, "Mommy, Mommy, why? Why?" And I do not have an answer. In my life, I have never passed through a torture chamber like this. I do not think any society should let this happen. I do not know the fate of those we met and about 7 other people brought during the 6 days we were in captivity. What I saw was a nation that has collapsed, but pretends she lives. A people on life support. Crime is not restricted to Fulani people alone. We have Yoruba criminals, but I don't think Yoruba criminals are this beastly. These elements are savages. I can't imagine Yoruba thieves going to Sokoto or Maiduguri to kidnap Fulani people and keep them in their own bushes. It gives me mental torture that this is happening, and some people are even trying to justify or look for excuses. Well, as a devout Muslim, myself and my family have taken solace in Allah. Not the Nigerian police, not the army, not the government. We have taken our faith the way it came. This is supposed to be fate. I thank God that we successfully returned to where we live, thousands of miles from Nigeria. We thank God that we have made a vow. Never shall me, any of my children, or husband in our lifetime visit Nigeria again. Our remains, anytime we die, will also not be buried in Nigeria.
Okay. She's made a vow never to go back to Nigeria. In a normal civilized society where this kind of video is trending, what do you normally expect? The Minister of Interior to actually find a way to reach out to such a woman, give reassurance, the Inspector General of Police to say never again will this kind of thing happen. But as we speak, women are still being raped. People are still being killed, beheaded, even after the money have been collected, and yet nothing is happening. So that's the reason why, when you now have a governor of the state saying, you know what, we're going to stop this nonsense, we're going to arm people, we then need to start asking the question, what is the solution? Is that the solution? Now, watch this video, because I don't want it to be, oh, Temi said it. I want you actually to listen to, the video of this announcement that is being made. Yep.
Zamfara state government has announced new drastic measures to stop terrorists from attacking and kidnapping innocent people in the state. The state's Commissioner for Justice, Ibrahim Magaji Dosara, said the state will now allow individuals wishing to acquire guns to do so in order to defend themselves. He said the government has also directed the State Commissioner of Police to issue license to all those who qualify and are wishing to obtain such guns. Other new measures introduced by the state are a center to be established for the collection of intelligence on the activities of informants, the state's House of Assembly to pass informants bill before it, recruitment of 200 additional community protection guards in each of the 19 emirates of the state, making it 500 per emirate. Formation of a special committee to receive intelligence on the activities of informants. Formation of additional paramilitary unit and reconstituting of the State Committee on prosecution of banditry-related offences. In some councils, the state has approved the immediate closure of all markets and Kara. In addition, the state has also banned riding of motorbikes and selling of petroleum products in some parts of the state.
Let's pause it at that point, because I think it's important, to try and, because what has gone out in the news is this conversation that, the governor is saying they should just give weapons. He's not coming up with any initiative. Where a leader had not done the right thing, believe you me, I'll be the first to put my hands up and say, you know what, this guy is just talking rubbish. We know that this guy bought drones. Is it the Niger State one that bought drones, and the federal government will not even allow them to use it? So I cannot understand why anybody will criticize them. But I want you to listen to this video, because it's important that you listen to it. Then we go back, and because we're all intelligent people, please let me know where you're watching from, where they're watching from. I could see some people are watching from Dubai. Thank you for. I see there's sister watching from Port Harcourt. Thank you so much. I could see they're watching me from Kano. I could see Lagos. Thank you so much. My friends from London, thank you so much. Please drop a note. Let me know where you're watching us from. Drop your question also, because I'm here to actually answer some of your questions. But I want you to listen to the assertion of the Chief of Army Staff, because I think it's quite important that we listen to the Chief of Army Staff and listen to what he had to say, because that will really help. Hold on. Oh, okay. Let me remove this video and then put the other one. Stop it. Don't do that. We don't want you. I need to play this video. Chief of Army Staff. Boom. Oh. Okay. It's not allowing me to play that video, which is a shame, because I would have loved you to watch that video. See if. Hold on just a minute. Okay.
The news that the governor of Zamfara issued a press statement calling for the citizens of Zamfara to bear arms. Well, I'm yet to get the details, but I do not think that that's the right way to go. There are members of the armed forces, the police, and other security agencies. They only have duties in Zamfara. The basis for asking for citizens to bear arms, I'm yet to know. I believe that the Attorney General of the Federation will look at the Constitution and what the laws say and what powers of the executive governor is to be able to do this. But I believe that that's my views. Because the actions that members of the security agencies, armed forces in particular, the police and other security agencies are doing in conducting events across states and environments, I believe that should. Beyond that, of course, there are other, legal issues, other issues of governance, other issues that the governor, I believe, could have addressed using the instrumentality of the laws that are available for to bring greater peace and security. But like I said, I do not intend to say much about it. I believe that the federal government, especially using the Attorney General to look at the details of that first release, really like the instruction. If what I read is true, I do not also
So you've had it all. Now we see what we're seeing here, and you know, I will need, there is some comments that have been coming up, and definitely, how are we going to train those people? Definitely, they need to have training. So those are issues that the government will need to come out to come and explain how they're going to have training. One of my sisters, out there says, was weeping when she watched that video of that woman, how she was raped. Nobody, she didn't actually talk about what happened to her daughter, but her daughter was screaming regularly, so something must have happened, But you see, what is important for me, and I think it is for us to listen again to the news report. I want us to listen carefully to the news report, because the governor didn't just say, I'm going to arm the people. He's talking about setting up intelligence group. He's talking about getting more vigilantes. So it's a combined, comprehensive approach. What they were interested in listening to was he wants to arm the citizen. And I'm going to tell you that I actually support the arming of the citizens in a regulated manner, because I don't think the Americans in the wide west, those ones that I don't think they are as much educated than our Nigerian people, because these people live the Quran and they know their money. So it's not about education. Education, I ask people, say, oh, these people are illiterate. What do you mean? What are you talking about illiteracy? You only need to train them on how to use the weapon, train them on the storage of the weapon, and let them know that if they misuse the weapon, they could go to prison, and speak to them in their language, explain it to them. But if there's if a community is invaded by bandits, and bandits could not determine whether 20, 50, 100 people have weapons, and if the bandits are coming in group of 200, even if they have some machine gun, and people from their window of their house in the darkness shoot at one person, knock him down, they concentrate on that one. As they're concentrating on that house, somebody from behind shoot at that house, and then somebody from another house shoot at them. You will see that these people will, because they don't know what kind of weapons these people have, and they don't know how many people in that community have weapons. So I personally will support, the army of Nigeria, because I personally would like to have a weapon when I get to Nigeria, so that I can protect my house. And if you come to my house, anything that happens to you when you enter into my jurisdiction, you are at fault. And we are talking of a general saying that you have a general who is now saying that, oh, yeah, we need to know what right the governor has. The governor has not said he has any right. The governor said people should gather their names and they're going to approach the Inspector General of Police. In fact, they even made it clear that they've not even spoken to the police yet. They are coming up with this initiative. They want people to give names in each of the emirates, and then those are people that are known to those communities. They will give their names. Then those names will be collected. They will train them. We will make sure that they are the right people, and then they will pass over to the Commander-in-Chief or the Inspector General of Police to approve. That's what they said, and I don't say anything wrong in that. But let it not be that it's me that is putting words in your mouth. I want you to listen to the news report on this same manner, because it's important that we listen to the news report and then take it from there. Listen to the news report.
Zamfara state government has announced new drastic measures to stop terrorists from attacking and kidnapping innocent people in the state. The state's Commissioner for Justice, Ibrahim Magaji Dosara, said the state will now allow individuals wishing to acquire guns to do so in order to defend themselves. He said the government has also directed the State Commissioner of Police to issue license to all those who qualify and are wishing to obtain such guns. Other new measures introduced by the state are a center to be established for the collection of intelligence on the activities of informants, the State's House of Assembly to pass Informants Bill before it, recruitment of 200 additional community protection guards in each of the 19 emirates of the state, making it 500 per emirate, formation of a special committee to receive intelligence on the activities of informants, formation of additional paramilitary unit, and reconstituting of the State Committee on prosecution of banditry-related offences. In some councils, the state has approved the immediate closure of all markets and Kara. In addition, the state has also banned riding of motorbikes and selling of petroleum products in some parts of the state. Well, with the latest information from Zamfara State urging citizens to get gun for protection, it seems the country is entering, if you like, another era in its fight against insecurity. Joining me to discuss this issue are the former Deputy Director of the Department of State Service, DSS, Dennis Amakri, and Arise analyst, Professor Biodo Adeni. Gentlemen, glad to have you join me. You just had me read that the governor of Zamfara State has said citizens should buy guns and defend themselves. Let me just start with you in the studio here before I go to our off-site studio where Amatri is. Just give me what you think about that comment coming from the governor of Zamfara State.
Well, it's looking like an audacious move, and of course, you may not easily blame the state government, for making that move, considering that they've been peppered over the months by these bandits. And of course, when you are faced with this kind of situation, it's important to be creative, But there are so many other ways to unpack it, Arm bearing is not an easy thing for citizens. We have had countries around the world who give the opportunity for citizens to bear arms, and we have seen them withdrawn it at different times. New Zealand is one, England is one. The United States, of course, despite the First Amendment, is still struggling with it to review it, through Congress on account of, the many misuses, many abuses of arms, In our own context, we're a struggling economy. There are so many reasons why we may legitimately fear that arm bearing may become an economic tool, in the hands of citizens, who think that they're momentarily empowered to ride over the one that is not, that does not have arm, So that danger subsists. But the slightly gratifying thing is that the Zamfara State government is including the police, cognizance of the fact that, it's illegal to bear arms, and of course, if you have to do it, you need the permission of the police. It is interesting to see that licenses are going to be given, but irrespective of that is the question of, training. It requires some level of training before you can.
I think it's important to highlight that what the government the governor of Zamfara want to do is not just about just giving weapons to the citizens, because that is the headline, the buzz line that everybody is talking about. Well, we know that is not the case. Now, if you're watching me right now, I want you to like this page, share this page, and let people know that we're live talking about this issue, and it's a security conversation. Now, we've heard that it's going to set up an intelligence unit, which I think is important. They're going to set up a group that is going to look into informants, because part of this issue we have here is the issue of conflict entrepreneurs, people that are benefiting from this conflict. And they're benefiting whether we like it or not. People are benefiting from this conflict and they're taking advantage of it, reporting, telling people where people have money, areas where people have money, And like I mentioned earlier, we need security. And when people come out and say, oh no, he doesn't have the right. He never said they have the right for people to carry. They said they are gathering names. They will gather names. They're going to look at all the names. And then when they look at all the names and when they're satisfied with the arrangement, then they would move into helping those people to secure those weapons. Imagine they secure those weapons and then they have additional 500 people in each emirate who have been trained, to provide support. And then the people now have weapons, and then they have intelligent people that are gathering intelligence. That place would be, that's what I call a comprehensive security strategy for a state. Those are the kind of conversation and intervention that I like to listen to. That's why I say kudos to the governor, because it's not just talking about giving people weapons, it's talking about different types of interventions that could be put in place to help the state. And then some people are coming out and say, oh, he needs the president to approve it. Oh, he needs this. It's one of those things that really, really offends me, when people just come out and instead of coming up with solution. Look at the chief of army staff. How many times has he been to Zamfara? We are always on top of it. They are always on top of it, but they've never come up with a solution to say, this is how we're going to deal with this. Now that the governor is saying, let people have weapons. Now, this is the time when they now say, oh, we have the army to help you. The army that is never there 2 hours after they've killed everybody, that's where they come. That's where the police come. The police, the army, the civil defense. Civil defense is even trying. Kudos to civil defense. But all those two, the police and the army in particular, is after the incident. Even the war incident, which is a town, it was after those people have been killed and after they have disappeared. That is where the military now come and start beating people to leave the place. So those are the kind of things that actually irritate me. They do not have a good response time, and it's quite annoying that people will be, saying all kind of things. Now, I want you to watch this video. I hope this video plays, because this is really, really going to be quite annoying if it does not play. Because let me just try and play this video. Just bear with me. Try and play this video, because I think it will help to
disturbing attacks on religious services. First, the breaking news from Texas, a gunman opening fire inside a church near Fort Worth. The West Freeway Church of Christ live streaming the service as the man seen there at the top stood up from his seat, pulled out a long gun, and fired several times. Other church members right there shooting back. One victim was killed, another in critical condition. The gunman did not survive. And tonight, the hunt for a motive to a violent attack where worshipers should feel most safe. ABC's Marcus Moore leads us.
Now, I brought that in that short video, of course, very tragic. People have gone to church on Sunday, and just like in Owo, that guy went in there and 40 people died. Now, imagine 2 or 3 people have weapons in Owo. Will not be 30, 40 people will not have died. And that is the purpose of people having weapons. Responsible having weapons. We say we're a responsible nation. And we can't defend our people. You will not get there on time. Now, allow reasonable people to have weapons. You say, oh, they're not educated. Oh, they will use it for economic purposes. Oh, because Nigeria is poor. Are people not picking food from the dustbin in America? Is there no food bank in America? Is there no food bank in other countries? So why are we always talking down on Nigerians and talking down on the intelligence of Nigerians? Why are we always talking down? If that is increase the strictness of that weapon, you will know the people you gave the weapon to, and you'll be able to go back and collect the weapon after you have put in place appropriate measures and you know you have things in place. We talked about state police, they said no. We talk about taking military to everywhere, they say no, military is too much. Military can always fight people that don't carry weapons. But when people are carrying weapons, that's when they know they need to negotiate with them. So we are all tired of this. And I think it is high time that government need to do what they need to do to ensure that people get the appropriate support, because people really, 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 really need, support. And I don't know how we are going to do it, because, the way things are going in Nigeria, the way things are going in Nigeria, we need to really need support. We need support. We need things to change.
Boy who's the center
That's not the video I want to play. That's not the video I wanted to play. I wanted to play another video. But what I'm trying to bring out in our conversation is that we really, really need to start reviewing our security. And I don't see the reason why Nigerians are not allowed to carry weapons. I cannot understand why Nigerians could not be allowed to carry weapons. And I think it's high time that we really need to start reviewing, our security infrastructure. I like the idea of the governor talking about creating intelligence. I like the idea of the governor looking at recruiting up to 500 people per emirate to help with intelligence gathering and looking out for conflict entrepreneurs. So when you go into finding out this guy, you didn't have money a few months ago in a place where everybody is hiding and running away, you are now expanding your business and you are not doing any extraordinary things. So where are you getting money from? So those kind of people can be squeezed, intelligence could be squeezed out, and then that intelligence could be used. But when you have 10, 15 people in a particular locality with guns, what that means is that it's not going to be an easy ride for the bandits to come in, kidnap people, and kill them. It's not going to happen. So if you're watching me right now, I want you to like this page. I want you to share this page. I want you to let me know where you're watching from. And I want to talk about, 5 things you could do to protect your house from armed robbery. 5 things you could do to protect your house from banditry. Because at the end of the day now, we know that bandits could stay in a particular area for up to 3 to 4 hours. So what can you do to ensure that your house is safe and that at least you could protect yourself for 1-2 hours before cavalry arrives to try and protect you? Let's go on a short break, and when we come back, we would again look into the issue of this banditry and weaponry issue.
Sahara Productions.
They use Allah, want to buy the key people. Allah is great, they keep person. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is great, they keep person. They use Allah, want to buy the key people. Allah is great, they keep person. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is great, they keep person. Salam alaikum, alaikum wasalami. Salam alaikum, say na best and we want. But no be Muslim, is not a Christian. How we there for Bible make we kill ourselves. Salam alaikum, alaikum wasalami. Salam alaikum, say na best and we want. But no be Christian, is not a Muslim. How we there for Torah make we bomb ourselves. They come from Shah, they want on with terrorists. Come from Niger, they want on with terrorists. Every day by day, them are bombing our schools, killing our youth. Say we know they happy. So they use Allah, what could they keep people? Allah is crazy, they keep person. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is crazy, they keep.
Temitope Olodo, I'm a preventive terrorism consultant, author, and president of African Security Forum based in the United Kingdom.
Joining me live now to discuss this further is terrorism expert and author Temitope Olodo.
Joined now by Temitope Olodo.
Joined now by security analyst Temi Olozo. Good morning, Temi.
Ladies and gentlemen, my people, to be man, no be by muzzle, to be man, no be by plenty bia. Okay, what do you know about security will concern your life, concern your family, and concern your community? How much about politics will concern you and even concern the politics you know about? You want know more? You want sabi as they go? Oh yeah, now introducing Temitope Olodo. Yes, Temitope Olodo na the man wey sabi pass sabi. Temitope Olodo na professional and he gets plenty much experience as a security guru. Anything or any matter wey concern security, leave am for am because na him be the baba. Temitope Olodo na diaspora community leader with better experience for community leadership. As a political scientist, Temitope Olodo don study and understand the political space, and he get over 20 years of news analysis with exclusive interview with top professionals at the top. I mean, them the oga gang where they at the top. Yes, ke, by Ogbonge family. Shine your eye, open your ear. Temitope Olodo na the man wey sabi. Oh yeah, na as they hot, as they.
Thank you so much for staying with us. My name is Temitope Olodo. I'm a preventive terrorism consultant, author, and president of African Security Forum. One of my brothers all the way from the North. Now, let me not mention where you are. My brother from far, long time, over 30 years, 40 years, together, a lovely guy. He said, are we sure that the statement is not another political statement that is not backed by action? We are hoping, our fingers are crossed, that we hope it's not a political statement, what my dad used to call cheap publicity. We hope that the governor is really keen, to really, get the people armed. And, when I listened to the chief of army staff saying that, oh yeah, we should look at it. Why is he not telling that to his superior? The minister of defense actually came out and said people should carry weapons. So why is he not disagreeing with the governor because they're bloody civilian? The bottom line is that it's going to render all these people jobless, because you found out that the citizens with those initiatives, if indeed, just like my brother, Abayomi is saying, if it's not just a political statement, that will really make a change. And just like my brother, Mr. Femi, was saying, who, of course, is the close possession specialist. People like him can actually go there and train these people on weapon handling, cleaning the weapon. They need to know how to clean the weapon, how to use it, because otherwise they'll just jam it. They need to know how to use the weapon properly, aim, target, how to retrieve. It's not everything you shoot at. In fact, it might even just be a warning shot. These bandits coming to the place, they might not even need to kill anybody. They just need to hear gunshot, pow, 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 in the head. Just once they hear one gunshot in the front, one in the back, they will turn back because they don't know how many people are there. So sometimes it's not about attacking, it's about giving warning shots. And that's the reason why I believe it's quite important. Let's again watch this video, because I believe this will really help a lot of video. Let me share this this screen. Let me share the screen. I think it's important, because when now everything in Nigeria is always turned into politics, and you could hear from the commissioner of information in the state. He said even though they know that holding weapon is illegal, you have to get authorization to get those weapons. They are not distributing forms for people to complete, and he has already explained that they're listening, they're watching, they are actually going to take those documents together, complete it. They're going to review it, and then take it from there. So when people say, "Oh yes, this is an opportunity," what they are planning to do is they're turning into politics. They don't have a right. He's never said they have a right. And thank you very much, our people watching me all the way from Kenya. Thank you so much for watching from Kenya. Really appreciate you, Irene. Thank you so much, my brother that is watching all the way from Kano. Thank you so much. I can see people watching me all the way. Julius, yes, thank you so much. one of my brothers there has said, well, those same people are antagonists to the Southwest formation of Amotekun. Now my concern is the ammunition not getting in the wrong hand. I don't think it will get into the wrong hand, sir. I'm confident about it. And in fact, I'm will really believe, I'm hoping, because we know that your state now, the governor of your state, Makinde, Governor Makinde, His Excellency, has actually ordered for the recruitment of additional 500 Amotekuns. And I'm hoping that the Southwest now, the five governors will come together and actually collectively do what these guys are saying. Say across Southwest, if there are people that want to obtain weapons, that they will go to the governor, because the president has the right to give automatic weapons, and they could actually divide it into two categories: former serving military people who are no longer serving. You can go for automatic weapons for those ones because they are respectable members of the community, and then those ones that are just normal citizen landlords of that have a property and things like that. I think the Southwest as a whole should do it. This is my personal opinion. If we flood the community with weapons, believe me, all these guys that are misbehaving, and I don't know if any of you listen to that woman who was talking about how she was raped repeatedly, how she was raped. Yes, she's heavily representing Kenya, watching me all the way from Kenya. I have people watching me from Dubai. You see, my brother is watching me all the way from Romford in London. Thank you so much. Tell us where you're watching from. Tell us where you're watching from so that we can acknowledge you. But you see, what we're saying now is that we really need to train those people on gun handling. And personally, I believe we need to help people, to be able to defend themselves. Because if you look at that church story, that church incident I just showed you, it's a classic example of what will happen if you allow people to be able to defend themselves. Because at least when people enter into their household, they could kill one or two before they could be taken, because they themselves could be taken away. And that will make sure that the number of those bandits will start to reduce. Because even as they are coming out, they don't know who is aiming a gun at their head from outside the house of those people that they've gone to adopt. Now they just enter to people's house, they take as many people as they want to take, and the chief of army staff will say, oh yeah, we're on top of it. But yet your people have never gone out to rescue people, to say, these are the people we rescue. These are the number of bandits that we've actually rescued. All we are hearing is that 55,000 bandits have given not bandits, even Boko Haram members have laid down their arms. Laid down their arms, and when you show the picture, you have pictures of children. Those are children born in captivity. Those are victims. People that have one that they can't even walk well. Yet these people are still going around slaughtering people. And you are saying you are taking them for the radicalization project. So, everything is a bit messy. Tell us where you're watching from. Tell us where you're watching from so that we can appreciate you and acknowledge you. I could see that working from Dubai. Thank you so much. I could see people watching on LinkedIn. If you're watching from LinkedIn, give me a thumbs up. Those watching on YouTube, give me a thumbs up. Those watching on Facebook, give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much. I can see people are watching for all kind of platforms. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. So, what are the 5 things that I think you need to do to protect your house now? If you know anybody that is really worried, if you know anybody that is worried about kidnappers entering to their house, or a bandit entering their house or entering their community, and they're scared about their life, I will give you 5 tips of what you could do to fortify your house. 5 things that you could do to fortify your house and make your house unpenetrable, for at least 2-3 hours. Number 1, you need to do a security audit of your house. The reason why you need to get an expert to do a security audit is to identify vulnerable areas in your house. Oh, thank you so much. I have Isa Tom Atumi watching all the way from Italy. Thank you so much for watching all the way from Italy. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Now, these are 5 things you could do. And the first thing you need to do is that you need to do a security audit of your house. You need to do an audit to identify vulnerable areas. So anybody can come to your house and say, oh yeah, we'll put CCTV, we'll put this. But that's not really, sometimes you might not even need the CCTV. Sometimes mainly people are about to enter into your house. What you really need is to shut down the whole light in your house. Shut down the whole light. And you could even have a solar panel that actually is redirected, to the ions of your window, ion in your door, so that by the time you put them, it could electrocute anybody. These are kind of things. So a security expert or security consultant can come and audit your house. When they audit your house, they identify vulnerable areas where people can penetrate your house from, and then they falsify those areas. The other thing is that you could create a panic room in your house. So you need to have a panic room in your house. That panic room will be falsified with a very strong door and iron bar. And again, even the windows. I know in Nigeria they are fond of having windows with iron bar from outside, but actually you could have irons inside the house also, and those ones could be detachable irons. Like if you could put the iron and you could press they could do it in such a way that you can just put a hook on it, and then the iron is difficult to remove except to remove the hook. So you can actually do it that way rather than put an iron that even if there's fire, you can't get out. So you can actually do that. So that is actually possible. You could do that. So that is one thing you could do. The other thing is that you need to have the contact details of the security personnel. There are numbers of DPOs all around, and if you need number of the DPO in your area, in your state, please get in touch with us. My details are scrolling through, and I'll be more than happy to give you the telephone number of the DPO in your area, so that at least you can have that number. I'll actually call them and say I live at this so number, and I'll be calling you with a distress code. Give them a distress. It might be the name of your dog, the name of your wife, and use as a distress code, so that when you mention it, they will know that there's an emergency. That is important. So I've mentioned 3 things that you could do now. I've talked about doing a security audit. You need to do a security audit. You need to reconfigure the security plan in your house. So, for example, you could have 2 iron bars, 2 iron doors before they could get to your room, and your room could be the panic room. So that if there is a crisis out there, you can move all your children to the panic room, to your room, which is falsified, so that nobody will be able to enter that place for at least up to 48 hours. Now, if bandits are coming to your place and they try to open the door and they can't open it, they put a dynamite on it, and the door is reinforced in a manner that even dynamite it can damage it, but it cannot do anything. Then you find out that they will be so weak, they'll just say, you know what, let's just leave this house, except they are there to kill you or they are assassins. But by that time, remember that you have the telephone number of the DPO, so you will have put a call across to the DPO so they will know exactly where you are and what is happening. That is very, very important. So we talked about security audit. We talked about security. The interior of your house needs to be reconfigured in a manner that it could help to delay anybody coming into your house to be able to get immediate access into you. You need to have information about your DPO and other people and security agents in your areas, so that you can give them information about your whereabouts and how they could come to your rescue or the rescue of even your neighbors. So don't keep quiet when you hear that your neighbor is being attacked. Try and send a message out there, so that at least they can come to rescue them, even though you can't come out of your house. The other thing that could be done is that inside your house, within your parameters, there are a lot of things that you could do, that you could put in place. I don't want to talk about a lot of things that you could do, because even as good people are listening to us, bad people are also listening to us. If you want us, my organization, Trans Custodium, if you want us to look, if you are even building a house or you finish building a house, you live in Nigeria and you want to really secure your house, you do it at low budget. You do it even if you 1 bedroom, 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom, or 5 bedroom. If it's a mansion, I could do security audit of your house, and I can do it and show you plans of how to secure your house. And you could get local trade, local, builders who will sign confidentiality documents to make sure that the information that you see in your house is protected and all those kind of things. So those are the kind of things that you could put in place to protect your house, protect your people from sudden kidnap, adoption, banditry activities. I think that is very, very important. I think it's important that we protect our house, and I think we need to encourage and endorse what this governor has said, because he's not just talked about, from the video I've shown you, he's not just talked about just providing or arming Nigerians with weapons, but he's actually talked about the variety of things which the news did not really carry, unlike the Arise News actually did talk about it, where they talked about the fact that he's going to recruit 500 people, protection officers for each 19 emirates. He's going to get people that will actually handle informants, to help them capture informants and reduce the number of informants. If informants know that they are not being watched, they are not free to move around, you find out that information flow will also be affected. If adopters and kidnappers know that anybody can shoot at them from anywhere within the community once they carry out their operation, they'll also be very wary. So it will be a preventive measure, and I think it's a very, very good way to move forward and actually get the people to be safe. You're watching Temitope Olodo, that's my name, and I'm a preventive terrorism consultant and author and president of African Security Forum. If you have any questions, if you want to know how to do a risk register for your house so that you know that your house is safe on all variety of issues, please get in touch with me. I'll be more than happy to help you. If you need training on preventive terrorism, preventing your house from being burgled and all those stuff, talk to me. I'm your man. I can help you. If you need training on weapon handling and things like that, yes, we can arrange that kind of training for you, and I think you can also, if you have problems with armed robbery and banditry in your area, you can actually approach the DPO and send a message and say, DPO, please approve a ding gun for me so that at least I can have it, and do all the necessary check. I think that is important, and I think we need to encourage that. Now, I think we've done 1 hour, 2 minutes, so I think it's time to pack it up. Please join us on Saturday, 8 p.m., when we have another exciting conversation about Nigeria and about what is happening in the southwest of Nigeria and in Nigeria generally. Until then, have a great day, enjoy yourself, and please share this video with your friends and family. God bless you.
Temitope Olodo, I'm a preventive terrorism consultant, author, and president of African Security Forum based in the United Kingdom.
Joining me live now to discuss this further is terrorism expert and author Temitope Olodo.
Joined now by Temitope Olodo.
I'm joined now by security analyst Temi Olozo. Good morning, Temi.
Ladies and gentlemen, my people, to be man, no be by muzzle, to be man, no be by plenty bia. Okay, what do you know about security will concern your life, concern your family, and concern your community? How much about politics will concern you, and even concern the politics you know about? You want know more? You want sabi as they go? Oh yeah, now introducing Temitope Olodo. Yes, Temitope Olodo. Now the man wey sabi pass sabi. Temitope Olodo na professional, and he gets plenty much experience as a security guru. Anything or any matter wey concern security, leave her for her, because na him be the baba. Temitope Olodo na diaspora community leader with better experience for community leadership. As a political scientist, Temitope Olodo does study and understand the political space, and he gets over 20 years of news analysis with exclusive interview with top professionals at the top. I mean, them the oga gang where they at the top. Yes, by Ogbonge family. Shine your eye, open